Wondering what it's like to live in Palm Springs? What are the pros and cons of living in Palm Springs? If you're wondering, stay tuned. I'll be right back. How do you do? It's me, Stefan Burchard, the Desert Bow Tie Realtor here in the Palm Springs area. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn all about Palm Springs, make sure to hit the subscribe button and don't forget that little bell so you'll be notified every time I do a new video. I'm getting calls, emails, and texts every day from people wanting to move and relocate here to the Palm Springs area, and I love it! If you are looking to buy or sell here in the Palm Springs area, make sure you give me a call, text, or email 24/7. I promise to get back with you and make your experience as smooth and fun as possible. Now, let's get started on the pros and cons of living in Palm Springs. On the east coast of the United States, millions of snowbirds flock to Florida's warm, sandy beaches. In California, the city of Palm Springs sees the same winter surge of residents every year. If you're planning to move here full-time, knowing the good and the bad things about the Palm Springs area can be very helpful. To make this task easier, make sure to watch till the end. First, let's get the cons out of the way. Public transportation. If you're going to be commuting to work every day, you'll need a car in Palm Springs. Public transportation is nothing to write home about. While we do have public transportation systems and taxis, Lyft, and Uber, you really can't walk to and from anywhere, most places except during the winter. Most people will tell you it's complicated and time-consuming to use public transit. So in order to get from one part of Palm Springs or the desert to another, a car is pretty much a must. Economic diversity. Tourism is the main primary economic driver around here. Unfortunately, it's also one of the only major economic drivers in Palm Springs. There are few tech and manufacturing jobs available, although there is a high demand for healthcare workers. That's likely due to the high number of seniors living here full and part-time. Temperatures in the summer. Yes, it gets hot here in Palm Springs in the summer. The temperatures are gorgeous most of the year. But starting in June, the average temperature does not usually drop below 100 degrees until October. How do we deal with this? Well, most people do most of their outside activities in the morning before the temperature gets too hot during the summer months. The cost of living in Palm Springs. While housing costs are more affordable in Palm Springs than other areas of the country in California, the cost of living is another story. So is the cost of renting an apartment or a condo. On a scale of 100, Palm Springs ranks at just over 131. That makes it a good bit higher than the national average. The median home price in Palm Springs itself is just over 1.1 million. Yes, I said 1.1 million. However, valley-wide, the median price is currently $600,000. Transportation costs can be a little bit higher as well out here. The one highlight in the cost of living index is healthcare expenses, with an index of 87.8 out of 100, while the California average is 92.4. Another con, pro sports enthusiasts. You're out of luck. There's no major baseball, basketball, or football teams out here in the desert. To see professional teams, you have to go to Phoenix, San Diego, Orange County, or Los Angeles, which are all within driving distance. Now, my favorite part, let's look at the pros of living in Palm Springs. Number one, it's sunny most of the year in Palm Springs. There are 365 days in the year. Imagine if 350 of those days were sunny where you lived. If you come to Palm Springs, you won't have to imagine that. We have more sunshine here than practically any other city in the United States. However, the summer months can get brutally hot. Usually the low of 100 in the summer, but occasionally it tops about 120. However, not for a very long time, usually just for a week or two. The sunshine also takes a toll on all your outdoor furniture as well. That's for sure. How do we cope? Can you say air conditioning and staying inside? I bet you can. I like to say 4 months of hell are worth 8 months of paradise. Pro number two, there's a lot to do in Palm Springs. Very few American cities can boast about the number of amenities that Palm Springs offers. In fact, if you're looking for activities, you'll have more options than you can imagine. For example, Chino Canyon offers a spectacular 6-mile trail for hikers. San Jacinto Mountains, just above us, are just as spectacular and can help you cool off when it's hot in the summer. The Living Desert Zoo and Gardens is also very popular, as is the Air Museum and a lot other attractions. And remember, they all have air conditioning. Pro number three, housing costs are surprisingly affordable. One of our favorite pros on this list of pros and cons in Palm Springs is the cost of owning a home as compared to other California cities. In most resort communities, housing is one of the most expensive costs, but not in Palm Springs necessarily. There are many affordable housing options available throughout the desert, but even in Palm Springs you can find things as low as $300,000 to $400,000. And we also have a lot of neighborhoods that are gated that are for 55 and older communities. However, prices do go up as you get closer to the heart of the city. With housing costs, this affordable living in Palm Springs is much less stressful on your budget. Pro number 4, healthcare costs in the Palm Springs area. Another one of our favorite pros on this list of pros and cons in Palm Springs is healthcare costs. One bit of good news for retirees is that healthcare expenses in Palm Springs are much easier on your wallet. With the California average at just over 92 out of 100, our fine city comes in at just under 88 out of 100. It's not a huge amount, but when you're retired, every penny counts. Pro number 5. People are always in a good mood around here. Living in this city is more like living in a resort, and because of its perks. One of those is that everyone is always in a great mood. It's hard not to be when the weather is spectacular most of the year, and there's so much fun stuff to do. You'll find that people smile a lot and say hello and give out hugs. If you're outgoing and amiable, you'll fit right in. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the Palm Springs area, or have any questions about my content, don't hesitate to give me a call, text, or email. All my information is below. Don't forget to like, comment, and share my video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Hit that little bell so you don't miss my next video. And now I'll see you on my next video about the 6 best places to eat and drink in Palm Springs. Bye-bye!